G'day everyone. Just thought I'd do a quick video here. Just arrived up in one of the New South Wales state forests, set the van up, had a chat to a couple of people over on another campsite. They're just out enjoying the wilds, which is a great thing. And I thought I better message the missus and the couple of buddies so I know where I'm at least a starting point if something was to go wrong. So what I thought was I'd just do a quick talk about my Garmin InReach. Now, there's been a lot of discussion online about whether you go for a personal locator beacon or one of the InReaches. Now, if money's not the object and you want to cover all bases, you're probably best off going for both. Now, for myself, at this point in time, I'm just going with the InReach. Now, there's some reasons why I chose the InReach. A couple of blokes that I hunt with down Victoria have got them, so you can actually communicate from InReach to InReach through the messaging service, long as provided you've got their email in the InReach. And also you can send messages as a SMS to a phone number or to an email address. Now, all this goes out on satellite, so it comes at a cost. Now, there's a number of different plans. You go on the Garmin website. You've got to go on the Garmin Australia website to see the plans they offer. They're a bit different to the Garmin American sites plans. There's a few different levels, and it's about picking what suits you. Now, the advantage of that is that with the InReach plans, you can stall them. So once you're signed up, after a month, you can say, I just want to stall that plan and not pay in the next 2 or 3 months, and then pick it up when it comes into prime time hunting season, or when you're going on a fishing trip or a four-wheel driving trip. You can just reactivate that plan. So I guess the question is, why? Now, for me, that messaging is really a good idea, because I can send messages to mates, and it may not, the issue may be that you need assistance, but you don't need medical assistance. Like, I think of one situation that occurred with me when my vehicle battery went totally flat. Now, fortunately I was with someone else. Now, if I wasn't and I had an InReach, then I could have called via the InReach to get some assistance. And sit back and wait. But that's the same as everything with a medical emergency. Just because there's a medical emergency, like right here now, I'll just flick this on so you can see it. I'm at about 1100 metres above sea level, and you can see there, that's the weather report that was just sent to me about 15 minutes ago before I set the cameras up. Now, that's a premium, shows me across the next couple of days. I can get another one sent to me whenever I request it, but I do pay for that service. So that's one advantage of that. Now, it's snowed here twice in the last 3 hours, so as I set up camp and got them squared away, it came down twice. So that's good to know. It's telling me tomorrow it's going to be partly cloudy, no precipitation, so I should be good to go tomorrow, which is great to know. And this doesn't matter where in the world you are, from what I understand. Now, when I sent the request for the forecast, which you do by going into here, you go to weather and you hit the globe button, and I've got location in there, and then go tick and off it goes. and it comes back to me. Now, that took probably 20 minutes to get through to me, and that's probably a fact that I believe the company that supplies it is called Dark Sky Limited. They probably got to go and collect the data from the local weather authority, who they've got an arrangement with, I'd say. But, that's great to know. Now, there's messaging. I've sent a message out to a couple of people today just to say I'm in camp, it's all good to go, and it's ready. Now you're probably saying, why the hell am I using my phone? Well, that's the other advantage to the inReach Mini. It's fairly compact. You can get the big brother that's a full-on GPS, and that's great, but the phone has got all the capabilities, touch screen and that, whereas there's no touch screen on the inReach Mini, and it's a bit cumbersome to send messages, but it can be done direct from there if your phone goes flat. But you've got to have all your addresses and phone numbers stored in the inReach, whereas at this point I'm using the numbers and addresses that are on the phone listing in my contacts. That does cut into the number of characters. You're allowed a max of 160 characters in a message, but that's okay if you're just trying to tell someone, yeah, come here, or I'm all good, or I need assistance. So, because when the message is sent, it sends a link where the receiver can click on the link and they can see exactly on the Garmin maps where that message was sent from. So that's a real advantage for me, I think, and other users. So in your Vic High Country, you send a message because you've just shot a sandbar and you want your mate to come and assist in the meat carry out. Well, he gets that and he can see the maps on you. So, that's not my actual position, but that is the quality of the maps that are on there. So, it's pretty damn good. This is just a random area in Newcastle, and it's good quality. I'll just find a spot, say, in random bush area. So there you go. That is a good quality map on your phone. You've got to download these maps. That's all part of the plan, I believe. I don't appear to have been charged anything more for those maps. Now, disadvantages. Now, this isn't monitored by the commercial aircraft frequencies like a PLB, a personal locator beacon. So if you hit the button and go, come get me, and they're monitored by emergency beacon frequencies, the commercial aircraft, and also some have got the GPS in it, if you've got a couple of levels of backup. Now this isn't. This is pure GPS. It operates off the Iridium satellite system. So you can get limitations on satellite service depending on the location of the satellite relative to where you are. Terrain, if you're deep down in a valley, or weather conditions. And look, they work all around the world, but be aware, there are some countries where these things are prohibited. So if you're going to take one overseas, you want to make sure you know whether you can take it in. I believe there may have been one or two people sort of stuck in some pretty average prisons for a while whilst the shit was sorted out. So that's its disadvantage. As you can see, you can see now that it's linked up to the Bluetooth. It's telling me it's 2 degrees. It beeps when I've got a message come in, and it's good. The emergency activation on this, I can activate via the phone, or I can activate via the SOS button on the side here. You got to lift the cover and then double push it, I believe. Now, once you activate an emergency on that phone, on the InReach, you will get a message back from the company. I can't remember the company that monitors. I think it's GEOS. And they'll ask you if it's genuine. And then the flip side to being a one-way message when you activate a personal location beacon is you now are in two-way communications with GEOS. They will give you updates on the rescue, if that's what's required, and ask you what your current status is. There any deterioration? Inform you of delays, anything like that. So that in an emergency situation could be critical to at least the way you feel. If you know, oh, there's no one coming, have they got the message? Well, at least GEOS is coming saying, look, there's been a delay, bad weather, closed in, can you bunker down for another 10, 12 hours or whatever? And you can respond, no, I can't because this is critical. Well, then maybe the GEOS talk to the local authorities and they start to attempt to come in on a ground search because they've got a GPS location. They're not carrying out a search, they know where you are, which is a good thing. As we've seen recently with the young fella that went missing in Victoria, they've got to go and do a search. They don't know where he is and they call the searchers off often at night due to inclement and very cold weather when it gets dangerous. If the authorities have got a location, then they can make a better determination of topographic maps and local knowledge as where they can come in to get you or not. And in some cases they may be able to. They're not mucking around blindly in the bush trying to find you. They know where they've got to go. They can find a road that's the closest possible point to access, a ridge to run down to you or whatever it may be. So all in all, I think it's a great system, but you need to work out what you want out of a device, whether it's a PLB, whether it's an InReach, or whether it's both. And like everything, the batteries are their weakest link. Now the PLBs don't pull any battery power till you activate them, and then they're good to go. And I think they're guaranteed for 10 years. A lot of them will do an exchange service on either a new PLB or change the battery out for you. Just give you one and you send that back and they exchange the battery. This, it's running now. Battery life is good at present, but it can deteriorate. Having said that, I've got an Anker power bank with me, so I can top that up. Power bank can go in backpack and just connect it up with a USB and top it up as I can with the phone. So these are just things that I think you should consider on which way you go when you choose one of these. This has worked great for me. The missus knows where I am, what's going on. She has some problems, she can send a message and get back in touch with me. So any questions or comments, leave them below, and thanks for the support, guys, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be getting out amongst it.